Hi, Deva, Particlesofsoul328. I am here for a full moon reading right before the full moon. It's the second time this week I've been guided right out of the shower to give a reading. So there's something about cleansing your energies, clearing your energies, new beginnings, washing it all away, making room for new, right? That's what this eclipse portal has been. Tonight closes that eclipse portal with this full moon. This full moon is a super full moon, which means it's closest to Earth. It's the first of the year, and it's a powerful one. So I'm excited to be here with you, and I want to do something a little different tonight too. I want to speak to, and bear with me because the energies are still kind of processing through, and I sat outside today for a couple of hours, and the energies were still very chaotic. Not bad, not good, but just kind of swirling and just chaotic. And they're still trying to, it's at the end of this portal. And so that's what I was going to say, is bear with me because I'm kind of all over the place and I'm not finishing my sentences. So I'm hoping this makes sense, but I'm going to do something a little different tonight. I am guided to speak to both of, we're all in different parts of our path, right? It's for those of us who have been on the path for a while, I'd like to pull cards on that. And then I'd also like to speak with those that are just starting out. I'm guided to speak to those who are in the beginning of their journey. And I remember what that's like. And it can be overwhelming and confusing and a little scary sometimes, a little daunting. So I want to speak to both sides of that spectrum, and there's no right, there's no wrong. We're exactly where we're supposed to be at any given time. But I am guided to speak to both. So let's dive in and see where it takes me. I'm just going to kind of go with the flow, but I wanted to speak to that. So first I want to speak to when I was sitting outside, the energies, like I said, were really chaotic. The weather itself was, it would go within minutes from one extreme to the other. Like the sky would be dark and gray and gloomy, and the wind would be blowing, and there'd be a peak of sunshine, and then the rain would want to come in, and then it would blow out, and it would be sunny with clouds, and then it would be sunny without clouds, and then it would start all over again. And it just, within minutes, it was very existentially weird. I don't know. Mama Nature is speaking to us right now, if you're listening. And through this portal is, again, it's a powerful one. It's taken us to many different places. If you're just beginning, again, it can be daunting. You don't know what's going on. People are agitated. Mainly those are the people that aren't awake or on the path, right? They're still, stuck in the matrix world, and things can be chaotic. And this energy that I'm sitting in right now it's confusing. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel, like 1 second I feel very manic, like just joyful and like I can barely contain the energy. And the next second, I just feel a little gloomy and gloom and doom kind of thing. So I'm picking up on I think a bigger collective tonight. So let me just see what the cards, Spirit, what do you want us as a collective as a whole right now? What do you want everyone to know moving through this, the ending of this eclipse portal, the closing of it, and this full moon tonight? What is there that you want us to know? What messages do you have? Both? Okay. Okay. There's two separate messages. So Basically, luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Came out with be bold and make the first move, the cardinal moon, which is a really pretty card. So, you know, a lot of us right now are making room, you know, full moons we release to welcome in new, right? And a lot of us that have been on the path for a while, our creativity is flowing. I know mine is. It's very joyful and amazing. I can barely keep up with the ideas, and it feels really good and really playful. And so what I'm getting from this is just whatever your soul is speaking to you to do, to implement, to start, to finish, to maybe you've put it on the back burner for a while and you're picking it up again. Do it now. Like they're telling you, just be bold and make the first move. Go ahead. You have full permission. Spirit's on your side. They've got your back. Just go with it. Yeah, and actually this is a crazy message, but I keep seeing, I just put oil on my face because I just got out of the shower. And I keep saying the shine under my left eye. And I keep getting drawn to it. And I typically don't care when I'm reading. I go into it. It doesn't matter. I'm not. The left side is your feminine side. And for those who study that. And feminine is all about creativity. So I'm hearing, this is how spirit works with me. It's very strange sometimes, is let your light shine. It's time for your light to shine. Create, play, be. Take the steps to also do, and bring it to fruition. It feels just yummy. That playful creativity side, just bringing beauty and joy and love and light to the world, feels amazing right now, right? We're in such darkness and chaos. We need more of that. The other message is, look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. Oh, and this one had new moon in Sagittarius. Oh, this one had new moon. And this one has full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. With nothing is yet set in stone, a mutable moon. The other one had a cardinal moon. Interesting. A little similar, but I'm like hearing, it's almost the same message, but it's at a different level, or it's at a different, Spirit's telling me to come back to this. There's something here that, because it's this very similar message, but there's something different about it, and I'm not supposed to speak on it yet, and I don't know why. So I'll hold on to that. It's almost like, yeah, they're telling me not to. Okay, they're telling me to move forward. So let's go to the next deck. I feel a little bit scattered. It's a little awkward tonight, so my apologies, but it all is how it's supposed to be, so bear with me. You know, those of you who are still here, this is for you. I hope it's speaking to you. So, Spirit, what do you need us to know during this full moon? Well, those two right there. What do you need us to know closing out this beautiful eclipse portal and moving past this full moon tonight? What is around the corner for us? What do you want us to know? Okay, that was it. All right. We've got Moon Goddess, Higher Power. And then we've got Moonlight Serenade, Change Your Tune. With this Change Your Tune card, I'm actually hearing those of you out there who may be musicians, artists, again, I'm hearing create. It's time to create. And I'm also hearing with this card, the change your tune, I'm hearing to change your perspective on, maybe you've held back. Maybe your perspective is, I'm not good enough, imposter syndrome, right? Or there's so many people doing what I do, no one wants to hear what I have to say. Every single person has a mission, should they choose to take it or not. Every single person has something to give to this planet. And I've spoke about this in several videos. You can take, for instance, 100 different tarot readers, oracle readers, mystics, shamans, blah, and line them up, ask them the same question, and you will get 100 at least different answers, because everybody has a different perspective. And everybody perceives things different. And when you hold back your light, when you hold back your own power and your own shine, your own gifts, the world isn't getting that. Like, there's someone else that's having to pick up the slack, if you will, or they're just not, your gifts aren't out there. We're all meant to have our gifts out there. We're all meant to have a voice. And when we don't, things shift. It changes the trajectory of the collective. It changes the energy, like the butterfly effect. I mean, it sounds so small and kind of trite, but it's a thing, where the butterfly flaps its wings and it causes a hurricane over the whatever, if you don't know about the butterfly effect, look it up. One person choosing not to put their light out there makes a difference, for the negative, for the positive, whichever way you go, right? Change your tune about that. You are worthy of having a voice. You are worthy of having, I'm hearing, taking a stand. You are worthy of having a platform, whatever that looks like. It doesn't have to be art, which everything almost is art, right? It's whether you teach school, whether you grow a garden, whether you take care of a family, it's all beauty, and it's all kindness, and it's all love. And change your perspective about what you are giving to the planet, because you are important. You are so important. And your beauty matters in this world, especially now. And I'm hearing with the higher power card, just the moon goddess, again, I'm hearing to, that's the feminine, that's the creativity, that's our life force energy, is our creativity. It comes from the sacral chakra, which is in between your belly button and your pelvic floor. It's orange in color for those of you who don't study the chakras. Those are our energy centers, and our creativity. It's basically where your womb space would be as a woman, or again, your pelvic area as a man. It's our creativity center. It's where we store our life force energy. Our sexual energy is our life force energy, and we use our sexual energy to create. It's not just about sex. So the moon goddess is about using your feminine, creating, right? The female creates life. And that doesn't have to be, it can be metaphorical. It doesn't have to be a human baby. It can be anything that you birth, a project, anything from love and from your heart. That's what this card is speaking of. And actually, I just know it. Yeah, it's orange. The orangey, pink, yellow, like it all, which is basically the orange. The pink is the heart space. It's also green sometimes, but And then the yellow is your solar plexus, which is in between your heart and your chakra. I mean your sacral. It's and it's all connected. Your solar plexus is about confidence and finding yourself, and yeah, it's all coming together. See how she's holding her hands? It's like all coming together under the full moon. And it's really beautiful. So they're bringing me back to this again. Okay, I kind of understand. Hang on, it's energy, so let me gather my thoughts. So they're saying, see how this card is like, someone is here, gonna shoot their shot, right? They're thinking about it. Let me create something. I'm excited. These people, but they don't quite do it. So things stay dark, right? Because their shot is never shot. They don't take that stand. They shrink into themselves, and their butterfly effect never happens in this world. I'm getting emotional. And in the case that the people that do take the shot, look at this beautiful, look how much beauty they put out. From, like, they go from darkness, the ones that don't, to the ones that do. Like, we need more of this. We need your voice. We need your stand. We need your creativity. We need your beauty. Who knows what idea, no matter how small, everything starts from a seed. Everything starts from a thought, to an idea, to a doing of steps that bring it into fruition. That's how you change the planet. So don't think you can't do that. Because if everybody thought that way, there wouldn't be cures for diseases. There wouldn't be love spread. There wouldn't be babies. There would real babies, not metaphorical ones. There wouldn't be beauty and play and joy in this life. There would be a bunch of mopey people walking around stuck in fear and feeling less than. It's time to find your voice. You're worthy. You matter. Whew, Spirit's on fire tonight. This energy is beautiful. And I know it can feel daunting too. They both get to exist, and they both catapult us to beautiful places if we allow it. You know, you have to feel uncomfortable to know what true beauty feels like. Just like you have to feel the pain to know what joy feels like. It's that dichotomy, right? That pendulum swing, if you will. Excuse me, confirmation burp. This life is amazing, and I feel such good things right around the corner. This portal was otherworldly. If you know, you know. And if you're just beginning on this journey and you're confused and you don't know next steps or anything, feel free to reach out. It's what I do. I help people find their gifts. I help people move through trauma. I'm trauma informed. And I've been doing this work steadily now for years, and it's a beautiful, sometimes painful path, but the beauty outweighs it. I'm telling you, it's amazing. I'm guided to get advice for us, so let's do that. Spirit, what advice do you have for the collective tonight? What advice do you have I'm actually guided to do those who are, I'm actually guided right now to separate it and do the beginning, the people who are on the beginning paths of their journey, and the ones who have been on it for a while. So let me do it that way. Just, okay, Spirit, for those who are just starting out on their journey, or haven't been on it long, and you'll know which one you are, what message do you have? There it is, for these people. Okay. And Spirit, for those who have been on the journey for a while, what message do you... Okay, it's loud and clear tonight. Oh, there's 2 for you. Okay. Okay. And I actually got these 2 in my own personal reading the other night, so it's interesting that they came out again. For those who are just beginning, I got the card Soul Retrieval, and it's really beautiful. And this is actually where my name, Particles of Soul, came from. This speaks of what this journey is about, and that is, let me see if I can put this in one little simple blurb, because it's so deep and it's so much. We're all traumatized from one thing or another, from childhood, from experiences, whatever. This journey is about healing that. This journey is about moving through that trauma, through the other side, because trauma causes us to lose particles of soul, pieces of our soul, to adapt, to survive. And sometimes it's taken from us. Sometimes we give it away. Sometimes it just disappears so we can survive and feel safe as much as we can where we're at, right? So we're no longer that core self that we come to this planet as. We're souls in a human body having a human experience. And those souls are pure when we make it here. And then we're conditioned, right? Whatever caregivers we have, or wherever we're placed on the planet at any given time when we're born, we end up losing some part of our souls. And, when we're traumatized, parts of soul get fractured, and, so I hope I'm not making this more complicated than it needs to be. And just, it's hard to channel if there's so much coming in. This speaks about finding yourself, your true self, your authentic self, who you came here as before all that hurt and pain and trauma came into your life. And that's the journey I'm on personally. And it's magical. And it's brutal. It's very painful. Diving into your shadows and reparenting your inner kids, the ones who were traumatized when you were a kid. And we become the parents that we needed as a child that maybe we didn't get from our caregivers for whatever reason. No judgment. No, there's no rule book for this stuff. There's no guidebook in raising kids. But we were hurt. And now it's time for us to mend those kids inside of us and become who we as kids needed them to be, our caregivers, right? I feel this is very confusing. It's a very strange energy tonight, so my apologies, but there's no right or wrong. I don't know why I'm apologizing, but that's my inner kid, actually. Feeling shame, like I'm not good enough, they're gonna think you're weird. Let's just be vulnerable for a moment. Like, they're gonna think I'm weird. I'm over-explaining, and that's part of my inner kid's journey. And I now, with you in this moment, get to say, no, you're okay. Spirit's guiding you. That's what this work is about. And the ones that are meant for this message are still here, and they'll understand. And in fact, you're speaking to someone that needs this message right now. And now she's smiling, and I feel better, right? And like, that's what the work is about, is shining a light on their shadows, the ones that are hard to look at, the ones that are shameful, and bringing yourself back home. So if you're guided, reach out. That's what I do. The other messages are the in-between and mercy. And mercy. And the in-between obviously speaks of, a lot of us are in between right now, especially coming out of this Eclipse Portal. The Eclipse Portals, as you know, if you've been on the journey a while, shake us up and swirl us around, and we're left like, woo, what's going on? And we get rid of energies, and we get rid of things, and we purge that no longer serve us to welcome in the new, right? And before that happens, of course, the process is, it doesn't just happen magically, boop, like that, right? We all know that it takes time. And there's an in-between worlds kind of feeling sometimes, where you're left in the void, like the new stuff isn't quite here, the old stuff isn't quite gone, and you're in between worlds. And so with the mercy card, I'm basically just hearing to give yourself grace. That's your advice, is to give yourself grace. As we know, the void, the in-between, is not easy. It's silent a lot of times, and it's scary, and it's like being in a dark room with an echo of your own voice, if you can imagine that. And not, it's what's the word, Spirit? It's disorienting. So go within, meditate more, whatever spiritual practices you use, somatic practices, yoga, tai chi, qigong, get in water, clear your energy, stay hydrated, the usual, right? They want me to remind you of, basically going back to basics right now. We forget that sometimes, if we're on this path for a while, we kind of forget the basics because we're disoriented at times. And they want to just say that there's another message here too about this Eclipse Portal. For many of us, I know myself included, our gifts were expanded exponentially. Like here, look at her crown chakra, right? It's just going off. I know that happened with me. I've been getting dizzy lately, and when channel messages come in, because my aura and DNA expanded, frankly, and for me personally. And I'd love to hear about you guys, your processes too. Leave me comments or reach out. I'd love to hear what you're going through and how you handle things, because we can all learn from each other. Like we're all walking each other home, as I said before. At all levels, we're all walking each other home. It doesn't matter what portion of your path you're on, if you've been here a while or if you're just starting out, it's all the same path, right? So yeah, your gifts are expanding, and it's a lot. I know for myself, it's a lot. It's exhausting, and I get rest when I'm guided and when my body tells me, and I'm grateful that I can do that I'm in a position that I can do that. And then, just take care of your vessel. Feed yourself healthy foods, or, it's until you can kind of ground down into the new energies that this, the other side of this portal will have for us. And it will, I feel it. It's really beautiful. Just be gentle and kind with yourself. Be patient, right? So I feel like there's still more about the beginner's message. So give me 1 second. The soul retrieval. I'm kind of hearing the same message for you too, just to it's very important to give yourself grace, especially when you're starting out. There can be a lot of shame that comes up in the beginning of your journey because you don't know what to expect, and because you don't know how to feel, and you don't know where to get the info, and you don't have a lot of answers yet. Go within, do meditations, ask your guides, whoever they are, archangels, ascended masters, spirit animals, there's animal guides, ancestors, those passed on. You know, I channel the deceased as well. So I'm an intuitive psychic medium. That's what I do, an empath. It's part of my work as well, so I typically don't mention that, but someone out there needs to hear that. So if you need something, let me know. But I'm just also hearing for those who are beginning, just to give yourself grace as well. Find the light where you can, find hope where you can. Do not stay in the darkness long. Oh, this is actually from the message the other night I did, the other day. There's someone that needs to hear that you're in a darkness that you don't know what you're dealing with. Don't try to do it on your own. Find someone that you trust, that you're guided to. And I know in the beginning it can be confusing to differentiate between ego and intuition. Your ego thinks it's keeping you safe, and it's really sabotaging you a lot of times. Your intuition is pure truth. It's soul. It will never lie to you. I don't have time right now to explain the difference. Maybe I'll do a video on it. But it's the best way to find truth is to meditate. Either do a guided one or go into it with the intention of asking your heart, what is my truth right now? What's my next steps right now? Again, ask your guides, but ask yourself, go within, breathe your way into a meditative state, you know, and focus on your heart space and ask your heart, your soul, your intuition, it all's there. What is your truth? What do you need to know in this moment? And listen for the answer. And it's usually the first one. And if you're confused and your ego is loud, it will try to lie to you and tell you other things, but it's usually the first answer is usually the right one. So find someone that you can trust to bounce ideas off of, to help you on your path, to be a mirror for you, you know. Next steps, where to start, right? I just got lost for a second. That's the energy I'm feeling. Someone is like, on one second they're like, okay, I can do this, I know it, and then the next second they're like, and they're floundering. That's the energy I'm feeling. You don't have to do it alone, and in fact, it's dangerous to do it alone. There's inner work that, yes, we need to do the work ourselves. But when there's certain levels of it, that guidance is important. I don't know how to explain it right now, and they're asking me not to go into depth with it. So, yeah. So I'm going to leave it at that. This video is like double than what I usually do. So, I hope this reached you, who it needed to. I hope it helps. Again, I'm here. I give personal readings. If you're looking for something more, you know, pigeonholed to strictly you, you know. And I'm guided to say, you know, not everything resonates in a collective reading. It's a collective energy, right? It's more than one person. So if it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, don't make it fit. And if you want more personal guidance, I give personal readings. I also do soul sessions, again, helping you find lost particles of soul, trauma work, inner child work, shadow work. So enjoy this full moon. It's beautiful, and the other side's going to be magical. I'm excited for what's next, and just be gentle and kind with yourselves, and I will see you soon. I love you all. Peace.